Hey everybody, IronGate just released a new patch for the public test branch version of Valheim. We've got a lot of goodies in there. We were actually doing an interview just today with Jonathan Smars, one of the developers, one of the programmers over at IronGate. And during that interview, the patch notes dropped on Discord. So we decided we would just cover them for the podcast, for the interview that we were doing with him. So I pulled out that section and I wanted to share that with you here now so you don't have to wait for the podcast to come out, because we have a really interesting conversation about the new patch notes and new things coming to Mistlands. So here you go. This video is sponsored by G-Portal. They host all of my servers, and I have to say they are pretty awesome. You can save 10% with my link in the description.
Hey,
and maybe you can tell us some stuff here. Fixed a missing Mistlands dream text. What?
I got that dream last night. I was like, did I miss the text? Did something happen? Did I
was
miss it?
Was there a misspelling or something, or wording incorrect?
It was actually it was a string, like all the text in game are like have a string ID, and it was missing. So you would just get like it said like Mistlands Dream 2 in your dream.
Oh, Dream 2.
Yeah, it feels very boring. I mean, it feels very broken to get it. Like
I remember that Dream 2, one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Use your own insert imagination here.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very mystical.
Let's see. Fish are no longer as slippery, and you can pick them up again by pressing the use button. No longer slippery. What is that referring to, Jonathan?
Yeah, actually, to be honest, I'm not sure about that one. I didn't tweak it, so I'm thinking that they probably just somebody tweaked the friction of them so they don't glide as much. I'm guessing. I didn't actually. I didn't know it was an issue until I saw it in the patch notes either. So.
Oh, okay.
My guess is just someone wants to spice up their workday and just be funny.
Well, yeah, if you can't pick it up, then maybe they're saying you can't pick it up because it's slipping out of your hands.
Okay, yeah, actually, you're very. I think you're very true. It's probably not even a change. It's probably just it's probably your assistant who is writing the text.
Yeah. just a little creative license.
Yeah.
Apply to fix to fish so they no longer float in the air. Were they floating?
Oh, good. Yeah, they were in the bug notes that are in I moved it to the public test branch yesterday. I posted a picture of a bunch of the new fish just floating a little bit above the surface of the water. They weren't jumping. They weren't doing anything. They were just like resting higher than the level of the water.
Yeah. I think that I fixed it now. So it's actually like, I know that somebody had reported that in a while ago, and I just looked around everywhere and I never managed to find it. But we kind of figured out what it probably is, and we applied a fix to that. So hopefully it doesn't happen. But I mean, the fish in the ocean, there's a lot of things moving, so it still might happen sometime.
Yeah. Lowered pufferfish poison radius. Were they? Was it too dangerous? Was it?
Yeah.
Was it?
That was actually That's actually quite a funny story-ish.
Yeah.
I think this happened several times. I just saw it there was one streamer. I'm, like I said, horrible at names, but it's quite a big streamer that was playing, and he's sailing in his boat. He hadn't eaten anything, and he just sailed. And I guess he passed over a fish, and it was somehow close enough under his boat to apply poison to him, so he died out on his boat from poison.
Oh.
And his expression, he was full of talking, and all of a sudden he just looks like this. Like for 30 seconds while he's being killed by poison. So
just what the fuck stare.
Yeah, it was really kind of unexpected. And I mean, I agree. It should definitely not poison through the boat. So hopefully. I mean, I even tried. Okay, so I was trying to reproduce this bug. Usually, it's really hard to fix something if you can't reproduce it. Mm-hmm. And I spawned like 200 fish in the ocean, and I sailed over them and over them and over them, and I never managed to get poisoned. So he must have been extremely unlucky.
What else we got here? Fishing bait recipes now give more bait. So this is the players can now craft fishing bait. They don't just get it from Haldor. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly. So then there's multiple new baits for the new fish types, and those are craftable. And some of the feedback is that they are quite expensive to craft, which is very true because you also use them up every time you throw fishing rod.
All right.
So we increased the amount. Everything I say here is like I don't commit to anything I say.
Well,
But
it's all in
hopefully,
progress, right? Work in
exactly.
progress.
So I'm not promising anything, but we will probably have to like. There's some pretty good feedback to a lot of different systems and like the fishing as well. So it'll probably get some more tweaks and changes coming, maybe to make it more balanced or interesting or useful in some ways as well. So.
And then dungeon doors are excluded from guard stones and should no longer be able to be locked. So
I don't know how much details you want about every. We
just
could
a little
talk about
bit. I'm
everything.
curious.
Yeah.
This isn't a problem that I haven't spent much time around the dungeon door.
It's just like okay, so the reason for this is that the guard stone it protects your building in a circular cylinder that goes straight up, and there's no top to that cylinder. So if the dungeons are technically very far above you when you enter them.
In a
so that if there happens to be a door there, that one would be protected from the Dwerger guard stone, so you can't actually use it. So
this patch fixed that. So those doors basically ignore the guard stone.
Yeah, so you'll be able to open all the doors from now on. Hopefully.
Added more interesting items to chest found inside Mistlands dungeons. I guess the loot was just not up to par, and you guys beefed it up a little bit.
Yeah. I'm not sure how much you guys have played everything, but like as some of you may have noticed, you mostly I think you only got coins in them. I'm not. And now we added a few more items that you could get that make it a bit more fun. We'll probably add more in the future as well, but it's at least better for now.
Cool. And functioning wisp lights are now only still intact at dungeons and not Dwerger ruins for easier findability. Functioning wisp lights. So these are the ones that the Dwerger already have placed around their base, or?
Yeah, the wording of that is a bit interesting, but it's basically that it makes the dungeon's entrance locations slightly easier to be seen because they have these lights around them. Like some of the locations have lights, some of them don't. I think previously all the dungeons didn't, which made them. I mean, there's a whole bunch of dungeons you can find in every world, but the Mistlands is already kind of hard to traverse, and there's a lot of mist, obviously. So you could probably go through several Mistlands and not find a single dungeon. We had this one report of a guy looking for a dungeon for 6 hours, and he didn't find one. So,
oh no,
maybe it's slightly better.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Tweak the resource cost of building items, most black marble pieces, copper wall, Dwerger stairs, and Ballista. Is that because the resources are a little bit scarce, or was the cost just set too high to begin with?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it was mostly that they were a bit too expensive. Like compared to other things. I mean, in some ways you'd think like, oh, it's a build piece later in the game. The price should be higher, but not really necessarily, because I mean it's different materials and you get pretty much the same or even less amounts of that than other materials. So the amount shouldn't necessarily increase.
Very limited between worlds for that black marble.
Yeah. We will probably see more of that when it's been out for a while and builders go crazy and be like, we've mined every single black marble in our world.
Well, especially on the multiplayer servers, I guarantee you that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it's not like every resource, it will run out eventually. So I know some big multiplayer servers. I mean, you guys have like resource servers and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I think I started that trend back in the day.
Oh yeah,
because everybody contacted me and says, "How does your resource server work?" And then suddenly everybody had a resource server also.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good idea. It's kind of sad to just like empty out the whole world of everything and build lots of stuff there, and then be like, "Oh yeah, but nature is ruined at this point."
Yeah. When I hear iron's going to be more limited now too.
Is it though? I mean, yeah. I mean, there's less. You mean because there's less swamps, or?
I mean, so one of the things we were running into during our playtest, especially last night, is that we were finding swamps and none of them had crypts. And even our bone mass swamp had one crypt. And
Hey.
Smithfay was actually in chat with us, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we changed the maximum number of trips from 400 to 175," and I was like,
So less than half.
Yeah, I mean, I can't
Less
swear on the
than
exact
half.
numbers, and that might be this might be correct, but I think that the amount previously was, say, a little bit high. Like you would have a swamp with like too many crypts, and
Yes.
since
Sure.
the amount of swamp area kind of reduced a bit,
Yeah.
the amount of crypts has to be reduced as well. But even so, like say 175, if somebody actually enters 175 crypts in one world and empties every piece of iron, they deserve another server to start emptying again. So I think it's kind of similar to how it was before, like per square area of swamp, but maybe a bit.
Wisplight, torch sound fixed wrong sound effect, visual effects, black marble bench and table. Armor stand now has support for Mistlands armor sets. Well, that's good.
I mean, it had them before.
No
as well.
longer
Just
go
that there
ballistic
wasn't
at low health.
there wasn't arm pieces holding up the floating. Like you could mount them. It's just like some of the armors need to have arm wood on the armor stand. Some of them don't. So
otherwise it would have just been like ghostly, like hollow.
yeah, they just fly in. The arm, the elbow piece is just flying in the air. So
yeah, ballista bolts can no longer be equipped. You could like equip a bolt and stab somebody with it.
No, it's just like in the inventory they would be counted as arrows, so you could like right click them and they would be equipped. And you could never use them for anything.
Oh right.
But it's just kind of wonky that like why would you be able to equip them as a player? So
yeah.
So you mean you can't shoot ballista arrows with a bow?
just like they just go straight down. They're too heavy.
Yeah, too heavy. Ballistas no longer go ballistic at low health.
Yeah.
Please explain.
Now you're laughing. That just sounds funny. So what was going on there?
It's kind of funny how these
they write
are made, and I don't mean to. I mean, and I mean it as a positive thing that we don't have so much like official wording about stuff, and everything has to be so perfect. Because somebody had, I'm not even sure who wrote the bug report, like the ballista goes ballistic at low health. And then I just like, okay, I don't really know what that means, but let's try it out. So I tried it out and like, okay, yeah, if it has under 25%, like the effect will kind of, there's just like this constant particle effect running and it doesn't really work. So I fixed it and I pushed it to our repo and I just like the ballista no longer goes ballistic at low health. And then as a response to that. And then the person who's gonna, I mean, it's probably Josephine or Andreas gonna make up this patch log. Then they're like, I mean, they don't actually know what I fixed, so they'll just copy paste that into the patch log.
That's funny.
This one report kept on going and going and
going. Yeah. Whoever reported the ballisticness, they got it into the patch notes.
Amazing.
Ballista aim angle slightly increased. Okay, that's self-explanatory. Correct message is now displayed if players try to load the ballista when they don't have any ammo in their inventory. Okay, newly added events in Mistland now spawn mobs correctly. Is there something behind that was interesting with them not spawning correctly?
They were kind of not working. I'm not exactly sure how much they were not working. Some of them I don't think worked at all. Like if you got the Mistlands event outside of Mistlands or something, you wouldn't get any seekers or anything like that. So that will definitely change the behavior quite a bit. And also like spawning during night was also kind of, I'm not sure exactly how it works.
Oh yeah, the night spawns.
Yeah.
Oh, that was rough.
Yeah. Mobs that only spawn during the night now successfully despawn again at day. Okay, that's good.
That was
boring.
Day wraiths were terrifying. I'm not gonna lie.
Tick detach system tweaked. So when I had ticks, I just kind of jumped around and you could sort of hit them while they were on you. How has that changed? Yeah,
I mean, you can still do that. The whole idea was that you can. I mean, they will detach after a while if they don't kill you. You can also hit them if your weapon works. But you're also supposed to be able to dodge roll to get them off.
Oh.
And initially we had that set to only a certain percentage, so it wasn't 100%. Because we thought, that's probably. I mean, it's kind of boring if they detach every time. You just dodge roll. But if you had like 2 or 3 ticks. And it's like 50% chance that they get off. You have no chance of dodge rolling enough times and having any stamina left to be able to survive. So the idea is that they should detach pretty much, not exactly 100%, but pretty much. So hopefully that will work now.
Do they still teleport with you if they are attached?
Through the portal?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Jonathan, we can finally portal with some of the creatures in game? Is that what's going on here?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. I didn't know about that, but probably, yeah.
Oh.
You could just attach 5 of those guys and teleport to your friend's base, leave them there, and just bail out
dodge
of there.
roll. Dodge roll in your friend's base and then get the hell out of there.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I brought your present.
1 or 2-star ones. Then he'll have it.
You would, Tokus. You would.
I would totally go to Bambi's base and leave a bunch of those ticks there.
Oh, know now after people hear this,
do it while it
start
still
doing
works.
This.
I mean, I can't swear it might have changed now, but you should try it out and be sure to get a 1.
You should try it out.
Oh yeah, I will.
God.
Let's see. Simplified seeker egg destruction visual effects to reduce frame rate, FPS drop. Fix wrong special effects for chickens and hens.
They no longer sound like pigs.
Yeah.
little snorting chickens. Hugin and Mugen should no longer be able to float in the air when they spawn. Localizations updated. Crow talk added to compendium. Lower radiation rate on refined eider.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I should go into that, but
is that just part of the mechanic of it?
If you're not sure, don't.
I mean, it's just it's basically an exploit you can do with that. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
I mean, it has like a damage. It's an area damage around it, so you could use that for various exploitive ways. And I mean, it's fine that because it's just good if people kind of test it out and see like if it's okay now or if it's still should be tweaked even more. So.
Tweaked positions for attach on some prefabs and minor performance tweaks.
Yep. The last one there is actually kind of the performance stuff is actually kind of hopefully helpful because we did have actually I could say one of the biggest things bugs that we had was that some players have quite a big performance spike happening now and then. So I did go through and optimize a bit of stuff. And it might not be completely fixed, but I think most of it should be gone. So hopefully it gives everybody a bit of performance increase as well.
Well, and it looks like you guys enabled at least on the public test branch, the Yule seasonal items, Yule tree, Yule clap, Yule wreath.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's Yule clap, Yule wreath, and Yule garland and mistletoe?
There's some new items here that we have.
Tree and Yule clap you have had before, I think.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
But those last 3 are new items, so. It's something for the Christmas season.
And I just want to take a quick break from the show to share with you one of my sponsors, the Grimfrost, an amazing company that sells really, really cool Viking products. They have over 1,000 different modern and historical Viking products. If you're interested, you should check them out. I have a link in the description, or you can go to my website, jiroctheviking.com/Grimfrost.